All right guys, so workout 2 for the Great Equalizer 10 is called the Singlet and the Leotard 2.0. It's a variation of one, again, another one that we've done in the past. It has 2 parts. So part A is gonna be 5 minutes for each partner to establish a 5 rep max deadlift. If you're on a men's team, you'll have a 45-pound bar. If you're on a women's team, you'll have a 35-pound bar, 1 bar for each men and women's team. A mixed genders team, you're gonna have a 45-pound bar and a 35-pound bar, just so that we're clear on that. You're gonna have that whole 5 minutes. It doesn't to get that 5 rep max. Doesn't matter who's working when, and yeah, you just use the time. You're in between part A and part B. You're gonna rest for 30 seconds. The bar's gonna get moved out of the way. And then part B is 5 minutes to establish reps of gymnastics movements. So for RX, you get 1 point for a chest to bar pull-up, each one you complete, 3 points for a bar muscle up, 5 points for a ring muscle up, 1 point for a kipping handstand push-up, 3 points for a strict handstand push-up, 5 points for a wall-facing handstand push-up. Scaled, you're gonna get 1 point for a jumping pull-up, 3 points for a kipping pull-up, 5 points for a strict pull-up, 1 point for a hand release push-up, 3 points for a handstand wall kick-up, and 5 points for a full open standard wall walk. So for part B, it doesn't matter who's working, but one person will be working at a time. One partner will be staged in like a tag area where if the person working needs to go, tag that person out, and then they can start to go do that work. Of these choices, you can choose to do any movement you would like when it's your turn to be working. However, once you commit to a movement, you can't change to a different movement until you're tagged back in. For example, if I go up and I start doing ring muscle ups, I can't switch to kipping handstand push-ups before I go back. So if I do ring muscle ups, and I'm done, I have to go tag my partner, and then they're gonna go do their work. The next time they tag me in, I can choose a different movement if I would like. All right, so for the deadlifts in part A, we're looking for conventional deadlifts. No sumo reps, so your hands have to be outside of your legs. So we've got Karen here, she's gonna demonstrate some deadlifts. She's using a switch grip, totally fine. These are good reps. She's locking it out, her knees are locked out, her hips are locked out, her shoulders are behind the bar. A couple of things we can't do is we can't bounce the bar off the ground and expect it to come back up. These are gonna be no reps. We have to complete each rep also. So if she finishes with her shoulders in front of the bar, that's a no rep. If she finishes with her knees or hips not locked out, that's a no rep. A couple other things to think about here, not dropping the bar, okay? So you can't drop the bar and pick it back up. It has to be touch and go reps, okay? And if you need to take a pause, you can pause on top, all right? But we cannot pause at the bottom and reset or anything like that. So good touch and go reps. If you need to pause at top, you can. Conventional deadlift. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. It also doesn't matter which partner is working. You can switch in and out. That's your choice. And both people can be helping load and unload the weight. All right, so for RX ring muscle ups, we're looking for the open standard on this. So we want a full lockout on top. You can do strict, you can do kipping, however you want to do it, as long as it follows through with a lockout and through a portion of the dip. So we got Karen, she's gonna show here, and she's gonna get a good ring muscle up. She's gonna kip through this one, it looks like. So she's pulling herself over, finds herself out of the dip and locks it out. Now, if she was to go up and not follow through with a dip and just push off the rings, that's gonna be a no rep. So if she's gonna fall back and not lock her elbows out, we're looking for good reps there. Just make sure you go through a portion of the dip. So for the RX wall-facing handstand push-ups, we're gonna have lines on the floor here for the wall walks and for this, but you'll see there's a skull pad on the floor for everybody, and Karen's gonna demo. So she can get up to the wall any way she'd like within safety, all right? So she can do a wall climb up, and what we're looking for here is hands on the line, and we're gonna go ahead and bring our head all the way down, contact the pad, and press out of it. You can kip if you'd like to. You can do them strict. She's just gonna show a strict rep here. If you're able to kip, you're able to do that as well. So for the bar muscle up, we're again using the open standard. So your feet are not gonna be allowed to go above the other side of the bar, all right? And we're looking for some portion of the dip to follow through, okay? So it's gonna look like so. Okay, so if I'm gonna perform a no rep here, I'll show one without a follow through of the dip. And basically, we just want you to lock out your elbows. Our RX 1-point movement is gonna be the chest to bar pull-up. We're gonna go ahead and show you a butterfly kip and a regular kip. Okay, so what we're looking for here is a clear contact with the chest below the collarbone. So Katie's gonna show a couple of good reps here. We'll start with butterfly. So she's clearly contacting the bar. Cool. And then we'll show some regular kips. Great. And if you wanted to do them strict, be my guest. That's fine for as well. What we're looking for there again is that clear contact. If she's not making any clear contact, it'll probably be a no rep. RX kipping handstand push-ups. We're simply looking for you to contact the pad and then lock out completely. Okay, so Karen's gonna demo a few of these. She's gonna go ahead and kick up to the wall. Yeah, hands have to be on the line. That was worth mentioning. So she's gonna drop down and she can kip. If she wanted to do them strict, that's fine. Same standard, she has to touch the head and lock it out. A 5-point movement for scaled is gonna be a strict pull-up. So Karen's gonna demo that. We're simply looking for you to pull and get your chin over the bar. Full lockout on the bottom, so arms completely locked out. It's gonna be a no rep if you try to do a rep from a bent elbow. So if she doesn't come down all the way and go there, you have to go to a full lockout. A 5-point movement for scaled will be a wall climb, or otherwise known as a wall walk. So there'll be lines taped on the floor. The goal is open standard. So Karen's here on the ground. She's gonna start with her hands on the tape. She's gonna go ahead and pull up and walk all the way to the line in the front. Hands touch the line, and then she's gonna go ahead and walk out. And her feet have to stay on the wall until her hands touch the tape. So let's show one no rep where you drop early. So that would be a no rep because her hands didn't touch the tape before she brought her feet down. Other ways to think of or to consider for no reps would be not touching your hands to the tape on the way up and descending, or only touching one hand and descending before having both hands touch the tape. One more thing to note on the wall climb or wall walk is that your feet have to be on the wall before your hands leave the tape. So that was a good rep there. We'll show a no rep where her hands move off the tape before her feet are on the wall. That would be a no rep. 3-point movement for scaled. First one's a kipping pull-up. So same standards as your strict pull-up, only we're kipping through. She's gonna go all the way down to lockout. She can regular kip. If she wants the butterfly kip, she can also do that. As long as her chin clearly goes over the bar. No reps would be not getting the chin over the bar. And so we'll show that first. So those are no reps. Either kipping or butterfly. You have to get your chin over the bar. Yep. And then not getting the elbows fully locked out on the bottom. Those would be no reps. Those are hard to do, huh? Yeah, yeah. All right, another 3-point movement for scaled will be a handstand wall kick up. So it's exactly how it sounds. We're gonna have a line on the ground. So Karen's gonna go ahead, place her hands on the line, kick up, and then as long as her arms are fully locked out and she kicks up and returns to the bottom position, that's a good rep. Now, you have to stand up all the way after a rep. You can plant your hands or you can kick from a standing position. It doesn't matter. As long as your hands are on the line, when your feet touch the wall, it'll be a good rep. The only way you're gonna get no rep on this one is obviously if you fall from the wall or if you don't lock out your elbows. So bent elbow is not gonna count, or, yep. And then if your hands are not on the line, that will be a no rep also. And just because somebody did ask, you cannot cartwheel up to the wall. Somebody did ask that, and I apologize, we're not gonna allow that. It has to be coming in, yeah, that's not gonna count. None of that's gonna count. It has to be a forward momentum that gets you to where you're gonna be. All right, first 1-point movement for scaled will be a jumping pull-up. So we're gonna have that be set up so that it would be like somewhere in the forearm with your arms as far as height goes. That's gonna be where we wanna measure from. So if you need a box to stand on, we're gonna allow you to do that. So Karen's gonna just show some good reps here. She's gonna go ahead and jump, make sure she gets her chin over the bar as she pulls through. No reps would be not getting the chin over the bar and not getting a lockout on the bottom. final 1-point movement for scaled is gonna be a hand release push-up. So we've got Karen, she's gonna go down all the way out. Hands are gonna go all the way out, come back in, and she's gonna push up. And we're gonna be looking for good reps here, making sure the hands go all the way out. Pretty straightforward. That's gonna be a no rep like that. You're gonna have to do the whole arms out thing and bring it back in and lock it out all the way on top. So no reps would be not coming up all the way and then not going down all the way. Obviously you won't be able to release your hands if you're not going down all the way, right? The question was asked if they could be done from the knees. No, they were gonna be regular push-ups, so this is gonna be a no rep. You cannot do them from the knees. It has to be from the feet. The other question that was asked is, can the feet be wide on this? I don't care on that position. That's fine if that is what you need to do. I think we'll be good.